Hello everybody, SE2 Analyst with you here today, and today I'm going to be scrutinizing and showcasing a lot of what the Terran versus Protoss matchup is with regards to a build that has been emerging in the coming month, I would say, at the top tier levels of gameplay. And the build, from which what I would call it, is a Hellion opening with a 3 racks opening versus Protoss. You're getting your fast expand and an economic advantage while being able to pump out a lot of units in a short amount of time for a lot of pressure as you are also attacking. And it is so easy to do. You don't have to remember a hell of a lot of timings. You can do it on just about every single map besides a very, very large map or a violently small map. But other than that, you guys, let's get straight into the game. Playing this game on Backwater Station, the latter edition, against a very easy Protoss.
Not enough minerals.
And I just want to point out very quickly that if this problem ever happens to you, where you click on your command center and then it just kind of does this, like to defend the command center or to defend the SCV or whatever, don't worry about it. Just click the Alt button a couple times and this problem will eventually go away. I have seen streamers and other players do this, and they just ended up leaving the game because they didn't know what the problem was. But that is the fix. Regardless, however, let's send our first SCV straight to our ramp.
Not enough minerals.
Go ahead and set our camera locations here.
SCV ready.
Build our first supply
Not
depot.
enough minerals. Not enough
This is
minerals.
going to be a gas first build, so we get our factory as fast as we possibly can while expanding. So at 15 supply, we're going to go ahead and get our first refinery.
Additional supply depots. Not enough minerals.
Get our
Not
barracks.
enough minerals. Not enough minerals.
16 supply.
Butter my biscuit.
Not enough minerals.
SCV ready.
Not enough minerals.
Go ahead.
Go ahead and hotkey it.
SCV ready.
At 19 supply, of course, cut your SCVs in preparation to make a orbital command. This is at around that time where a probe will be coming up to your main base to potentially harass this SCV. If a probe does not come to scout at the latest, a minute 40, I would start asking myself some serious questions as to what the Protoss may be doing. This is sometimes indicative of a cheese or very early all in. But at 20 supply, we are going to be getting our command center,
Not enough minerals.
followed up directly by a factory.
Let's go. Go ahead.
So we're going to send our
Not
guy
enough
there.
minerals. Not enough minerals.
Yeah.
Command center
Send an SCV
upgrade
and a meal.
complete.
Rally the 21st SCV straight to your ramp.
Insufficient Vespine gas.
And we're going to go ahead and get that reactor.
SCV ready.
One of the things I do want to point out is
Game
that
paused.
this build is it is a 3 racks opening with Hellions, but it means a lot more than that. You would get the Hellions, 4 Hellions to be exact, with the Reaper for a lot of harassing potential and a lot of scouting potential. Meanwhile, you'd be getting the 3 racks before a starport to hold off against any sort of 2 base pressures or all-ins. So you're really getting the best of both worlds, while meanwhile having 1 SCV do it all. This 1 SCV will build a factory, it'll build 2 more barracks, and then it'll build a starport. So another really big pro to this build is that the timings pan out very, very nicely. Instead of focusing on what supply to build any more barracks or what time in the game to build any more barracks or in what situations, you just kind of focus on when that building is done. You just kind of build the next, and then build the next.
Game resumed.
We're going to be heavily delaying our
Nothing I can't.
our second gas for a while until another timing, which would be around 5 or 6 SCVs at the natural.
What's it worth?
Additional supply depots required.
And we're going to do our switch.
Add-on complete.
SCV ready. What? You want something?
Now, I would make sure that this Reaper is in the middle of the map by 3 minutes in. The reason for this is because the first unit from Protoss, which is normally an Adept, will often be exactly in the middle of the map by exactly 3 minutes. This just kind of points out that they very likely expanded with the build that they had done, because the timing is based on an expansion. If you see an Adept earlier, I would be concerned that they are doing some sort of one base play. If you see a Stalker, I would make a barracks a bunker right after the orbital command is finished at the natural. But sometimes I don't do it if I don't think there's not going to be any more units coming by. But that is the beauty of sending the Reaper into the middle of the map. You get to scout all around your base to make sure that there isn't any proxy Stargates or any proxy double robo to try to kill you. And you also get, well, I'd say indirect information by the first unit of the game and its timing, that it's in the middle of the map.
Game resumed.
But if it's not in the middle of the map, I would say around 3 minutes 10, then
not enough minerals.
I would just set it straight to the natural to make sure that they built a natural.
Huh? Go ahead.
Not
So
enough
the supply depot
minerals.
before your third barracks.
Command center. Not enough energy.
SCV ready.
I'm going to switch this barracks with the factory.
Not enough.
Ready to race. Gangway. Coming.
It looks like we just almost lost that Reaper.
Ah, SCV ready.
Not enough minerals.
Here's another timing. After we are, well, done building our gas, right before our Hellions hit, we're going to want to build an engineering bay. This is kind of to ensure that, one, the engineering bay is exactly on time, and two, we can micro with these Hellions and we don't forget about our upgrades. And, well, of course, protecting against DTs if there are any. I'm not going to be microing with these Hellions, however. I'm just going to send them somewhere else, because this is just against a very easy AI, and I kind of want to showcase the build rather than the micro. But I will tell you this. If you see 3 Adepts here, that could either be a Twilight opening or a Stargate opening. Oftentimes, if it is a Stargate opening, they'll just kind of be chilling here and there won't be a shield battery, which means you can actually take that fight. If there is no shield battery and there's 3 or 2 Adepts, kill the Adepts, go after the probes. If there is a Oracle here, just run away with their Hellions. You've already gotten enough information via seeing the Oracle. If they send the Oracle straight to your base, and they don't have anything to protect at home, that's perfect too. Kill everything with your Hellions and Reapers, and you will be able to kill a lot more workers than they will with their 1 Oracle. If you see a Adept with a Stalker, this is almost 100% of the time a blink build, so you know what they're going to be doing already. A lot of the times what I like to do against blink is, instead of just teching straight away to siege tanks, since I already have my 3 barracks, and it wouldn't really make sense to do that, I like to get the stem and then get concussive shells before I get the combat shield upgrade for the Marines. This just makes blink a lot harder to play with by the Protoss player. Nonetheless, I'm going to send these guys somewhere else.
You want a piece of me, boy? Bandit. Who won? Go. SCV
Not enough energy.
So this factory is going to be doing one more switch.
Bad news. Armed and ready. SCV ready.
Add-on complete. Additional supply depots required.
Don't do what I just did here with the supply cap. Obviously a very bad move by me.
SCV ready.
And that's about it for the build.
Not enough minerals.
Get as much damage as you can done. We've already got a lot of good scouting information. Either use my tips or just basic intuition to kind of point out where the Protoss is going with their build order.
Additional supply depots required.
Or what the supply depots are coming.
Coming through.
When I'm almost saturated at my natural, I like to get I like to get my other gas. And I'd normally expand off of this many gas.
Add-on complete.
Now the question
Game
is, what
paused.
do we do with this factory after we start 2 medevacs? If you see a Stargate opener, a lot of the times it is actually advantageous to you to get a tech lab with that factory. This will let you get a lot of pressure done, even if they do have, well, let's say a depth Phoenix, for example. The siege tanks will absolutely obliterate that. The only things that siege tanks won't be good against if they go Stargate is if they directly go for charge after. Basic rule of thumb, if you see a lot of zealots, you'd want to go widow mines. So if they just have zealot Phoenix, which I have seen before at a very high level, then I would likely just make widow mines and no siege tanks at all. If they go for a robo opening, I would go for the siege tanks, absolutely guaranteed, especially if they go for a robotics bay opening with a quick colossus or a disruptor. If they go for a twilight opening, I would go straight for the widow mines. Get a reactor on the factory and pump out widow mines. After you're done queuing up all your production off of 3 gas,
What's going?
I should have built the turret relatively as soon as that was done,
Research.
so my bad.
SCV ready.
Insufficient Vespene gas.
But once you're on full base or 2 base saturations with 3 gas, I would get a 3rd command center. On this map, I'm just going to build on location, but on other
Game
maps, you
paused.
may want to just do it right beside your base here. And that's about the end of the build. Alright, so that is the basic build order. After you get your 2 medevacs out, you're going to want to go ahead and pressure the Protoss while getting your 3rd. I wouldn't go past 4 medevacs until your 3rd is done. If you, do have 4 medevacs at the point in time, make Liberators. But other than that, if I did miss anything at all, and if you want to display your opinion, feel absolutely free. Go ahead and comment on this video of what I may have missed, what I may have done better, or what you just felt about it overall. But other than that, a like and a subscribe would be great, and I will see you guys next time with another guide.